Welcome back to ESBR Boxing's YouTube channel. Delighted as always to be joined by Danny. We have just seen Michael Conlan stop Jack Bates in round 4 in Dublin tonight. Danny, good to be joined by you. We did the final prediction video for this one, didn't we? We both went for Conlan. I think you went for Conlan wide points. I went for Conlan close points. So you were more confident than me that Conlan was going to win, and he has done it in emphatic fashion. What did you make of his performance? What did you make of the fight?
The most minor victory of all time, mate, but I'll claim it. Yeah, if you're in the Michael Conlon business, you can't really be much happier with how tonight played out. The fight was a slow start. I think everyone was expecting that. Not too surprising when you factor in the damage and defeats Conlon suffered in his recent meaningful fights. I did think Conlon was winning those early rounds. Thought he had the edge in speed, the edge in class. Bateson didn't really want to commit because of Conlan's counters, and then set up a beautiful right hand to put Bateson down. Looked like he picked up a bit of an ankle injury, but that would have been caused by Michael Conlan sending him crashing to the canvas, which was a really clean shot. Similar way he set it up to the shot that put Lee Wood down early in their fight, albeit with a different hand. And yeah, that'll bring a bit of buzz to the career of Michael Conlan. Some much needed buzz. You know, people, even us who predicted he would win, weren't expecting that. Those fights, the rematch with Lee Wood, a fight with Josh Warrington, they definitely become a lot more sellable off the back of that.
Yeah, definitely. It was all a bit doom and gloom. I thought the press conference a couple of days ago was one of these press conferences where kind of nothing really happened, nothing was said. We've both been to press conferences like that, so we're used to it. But it was a sort of press conference where I don't think many people would have tuned in and come away from it really looking forward to the fight. Colin, he was just, I thought he kind of I don't think he looked amazing at the weight. I think he's maybe struggled to get down to featherweight for this fight. But when it's come down to it, he's given kind of people a highlight reel knockout. He's sent people who have come out to see him in Dublin for the first time happy. So it's nice to have a bit of buzz and excitement around him because it looked at one point he was going to be an underachiever, and now it's nice to be exciting again. Nice to be excited about his career again. When the fight finished, Danny, and he was kind of held off, he was shouting at the Dublin crowd, "I'm back, I'm back." Do you think he's back? Do you think it was just a case of he was up against Jack Bateson, who's not won more than an English title tonight? Do you think we can really kind of? Do you think there's a lot left in Michael Conlan's career?
It's not changed my opinion on whether or not I think he's going to become a world champion. I still don't, and that's partly down to the strength of the champions, both at 126 and up at 130, where he's campaigned in the fight before this, I believe, and also due to the fragilities we've seen from Michael Conlan. Jack Bateson, a decent fighter, as you mentioned, domestic level, not a puncher of any note. So we didn't really see Michael Conlan's chin tested tonight. So I don't think you can put those concerns to bed, but as I said in my sort of first answer, I'm more excited now about a potential rematch with Lee Wood or a fight with Josh Warrington. I think they're fighters at similar stages of the career to Michael Conlan. I think their fights would give Michael Conlan a great chance of both in. But, you know, as impressive as the fashion he dealt in Jack Bateson was tonight, it's not made me think that he's going to go on and, you know, beat a Nick Ball or an Emmanuel Navarrete or a Shaki Foster or anything like that.
Fantastic. Final two questions from me, Danny, because it is getting late. Weight wise, do you think he's going to stay at featherweight? Do you think he's going to go back to super featherweight? He's kind of what do you think is going to happen? Because I thought he looked a bit dry on the scales yesterday, but I don't really know anything about boxing. What's your thought on the weight situation?
Yeah, I agree with you. I didn't think he looked great at the weigh-in or during fight week at all, but judging by his comments in the post-fight interview talking about how big and strong he felt in there, you know, he must have felt good in the ring. You'd imagine getting to the lowest weight you can whilst you're still comfortable and you're not depleting yourself would be to his advantage when you factor in, you know, potential concerns about punch resistance. You're obviously coming up against guys who don't punch as hard if you're at a lower weight. And it's interesting because depending on the fight he takes next, if it is a Leewood or a Josh Warrington, where are they going to want it? Are they going to want it at 130, 126? They're all probably in a similar ballpark in that they're all a bit small for super feather, but they all probably don't
Mhm.
really fancy the cut down to featherweight. So be interesting to see. I think he'd probably have a bit more joy at featherweight if he can make it comfortably, but I guess it just depends on the fight.
Yeah, yeah, and we'll see. Like, I hope he was out in March, wasn't he? It's August now. It would be great to see him out again before the end of the year because he needs. I think he needs activity. I think that's what kind of it's important here. We can't have him at this stage of his career out the ring for the next 9 months. What's the fight for you, Danny? Is it Lee Wood or is it Josh Warrington or is it someone else? And does Michael Conlan win that fight? If you could pick the fight for Conlan next, what really appealed from kind of an entertainment, fan friendly affair? What would really appeal to you?
Would prefer the Lee Wood fight over Josh Warrington,
Yeah.
the rematch. I think there's still bad blood there. I think the build up would be excellent. I think it's a more entertaining fight in the ring than a Josh Warrington fight. I think Lee Wood's another fighter who's, to my eye, punch resistance is deserting him. Been very inactive. Maybe we'd see a slightly better version of Lee Wood than we did against Anto Kakachi. Oh, if you ask me who I think is going to win, it's tough. Really tough.
I won't push you. I won't push
I know
you.
I'll give what
Oh
I don't
yeah,
like fence sitters. I'll go Conlon. I'll go Conlon. I
yeah.
think sharp early. He dominated the early stages of the first fight, and I think he wasn't far off stopping Lee Wood early.
Mm,
And I think he could stop him early this time round. I'll go
yeah.
Conlon, back the Irishman.
I th- yeah, and I think momentum's such a thing in boxing, and I just think Lee Wood has been inactive and then been stopped to Anto Kakachi. Conlon has been inactive, but that's two back-to-back wins now. So I think you would say the momentum's with him. So I'd probably side with you, but I just hope you hope you see one of these fights next. I don't really kind of want to see warm up fights or comeback fights. So like these guys are getting old as well. You don't, they're not. There's not too long left. So we'll see. But yeah, I'm buzzing to see Colin back and kind of and look good. He's not looked good for a while. That fight he had back in March in Brighton wasn't a great watch, and the previous fights he lost. So it is nice to have a bit of buzz about him. Danny, I'll leave things there. But yeah, thank you very much for your time, and I'll speak to you again very soon.
Thanks, mate.